Go ahead.
Like, racism is such a misnomer. Like, for real. It is just our best literal, like, Webster Merriam Dictionary definition of a feeling that we have towards things that we don't understand. Like, we always say that all humans are, you know, like, afraid of the unknown, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's look at it this way. Way back in the day, when slave days and Europeans and all that shit. 19 bajillion centuries of fighting the white man and Persians and all this. Indians were a strange bunch, but now we got these dark-looking motherfuckers. You know? Everyone's just freaking the fuck out. Like, how the hell is this possible? Well, it's called evolution, you know. You stay out in the hot sun long enough, and you stay living in that area long enough, i.e. in Africa, you develop the immune response called adding more melanin to your skin. Hence, we have a human being that now has darker skin than most. When we fear that, okay, so now we just say that action of fear is what we call racism.
You fear what?
No, that action of fear. That against someone else. Because it's like, in those times, like, well, I see all this white guy, and then I see, what the hell are you? Are you an animal? You know, like, they don't know how to process this. They don't have the evolutionary knowledge. Okay? But really, it's still into this day, we don't have the evolutionary knowledge for a reason. Because they define a fear response as a definition, and we call it racism, which is not exactly true. Because honestly, you can be racist against anything. When you think about it, you can be racist against heroin people. You know, you're like, oh, those meth users, they're cool. I do meth all the time. And there's that needle man, fuck you. You know, like, you could do the same thing.
It's
and
really
honestly,
called prejudice. That's
exactly.
the thing. People
Prejudice
call
and
prejudice
racism is
racism.
basically the same thing, though, when you get down to it. Like,
Racism is a form of prejudice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's all like we can play with literary definitions all you want.
But it's the same discrimination.
Exactly. When you get down to it. My point on this though is like, with everything that's going on, like, and you said that this video about, you know, the white man got shot, you know, like, and that pissed you off. Like, I'm sitting there going like, well, yeah, of course it pissed you off, because, you know, like, this is not news to us. This is why the white man gets pissed off on other things and really just wants to say, hey, shut the fuck up. Like
now I understand why y'all like that, because I at first I thought, okay,
because it's not just you,
but they make it look like it's
exactly
just, like, I have people talking to me like, you could have been George Floyd, and I used to believe that shit. And it's like, nah, actually I would never be George Floyd.
No, because I doubt that you would be running around high on fentanyl.
Right.
You know, like,
exactly.
Maybe smoking some marijuana and just looking up at the stars and trying to figure out, you know, what's going on tomorrow. Yes, but running around acting stupid, crazy because you're not in your right mind at the moment, you know, that doesn't deserve anyone to die.
No.
Of course not. What happened was horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which I think is also, though, because people try and make it sound that if you disagree with them, you justify the murder of George Floyd, which is another lie.
Exactly.
This is so dumb.
But my other point on this is like, what the biggest like argument right now is like Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter, and it's the same argument way back when that why the white man was really good. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, well, you could say that all lives matter. Yes, they do. And then you could say, but we're saying Black Lives Matter right now because this is what's on the front burner of the stove, so to speak. Okay, we get that. But you see, every time when it comes to like the front burner of the stove for quote unquote y'all, and I hate to make a distinction like that, but that's the world we live in. Sorry. It's all you take it and make it all personal. Like, I guarantee you, I won't say it wouldn't happen this way, but unfortunately, if George Floyd was a white man and the same thing happened to him, I guarantee you the rallying cry would not be White Lives Matter. It would probably be more like All Lives Matter. You know, like from the gate. And why is that important? Because it makes the distinction that you're not fighting for just your own community or yourself. You're fighting for everything as a whole.
I will say,
right out of the gate.
I will say I have seen...
I mean, even though it's not intended or even shown out to be that way, and when you just look at it on a black and white piece of paper and think about it with literary rules and definitions, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's what people, then the white man look and hear that and just think that way automatically. Well, and now we have dissension, which is phase 2 of a bigger plan, which will be our next episode, trust me.
Civil War coming soon.
Pretty much.
That's really what fucked me up, because like I get the argument behind Black Lives Matter. And
oh, absolutely.
I never understood why people would respond with All Lives Matter, but then I realized I didn't understand that the media was purposefully trying to sensationalize black murder. Like, I had no idea that white people and Hispanic people were getting shot.
And why do you think all these massive videos magically of the white man getting released are like, this white guy got beat in prison on a restraint chair. A restraint chair. He's now a threat to nobody. He can't move. He's got a big ass metal chair in his bag. His arms behind his back. So what in the hell is the point for another white officer to put on fucking latex gloves? What, so we don't leave fingerprints? And start rapidly beating this guy in the face. You know, like, granted, I'm sure there's been way worse done to every other beings in the world, but it's not just racism. It's not just blacks, whites, Hispanics, green, purple, yellow, white, what the fuck ever. We all goddamn human. We all hate this thing. We're all running around scared right now because of what happened to George Floyd, and the media is mass potentializing it and making it even worse than it A, is, and B, the little coverage of actual truth that we do get just gets off lost in obscurity of like CNN and Fox News and everything else.
And the media is politicized. Vote, 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 vote.
Exactly.
So the rhetoric and narrative is that what happened to George Floyd doesn't happen to white people or any other color, which is proven to be false. That's why I was mad at it, because like, you make it sound like
because that's just political tools and rhetoric to, you know, now to basically grab a mass response of society to like, well, we got to do something about what happened there. You know, like, that's all you're doing is just churning up a mixing bowl and getting everyone on the same page. And, you know, like, okay, Black Lives Matter, we got that. And we did every damn lives matter. Like, yes, true. That's true too. But the thing is, when we're all human, and I stress the term human because it don't matter if you're black or white. One man can fucking rape another woman, it's still 2 humans involved. And that's the way that nobody looks at it as.
It's not an innocent black man died from a white cop. It's a man died from a cop.
Exactly.
Those are 2 different statements.
Exactly. And when you start thinking about it in those lines, though, you start opening your mind up to 2 completely separate levels. One being the truth and reality, and the other being the political reality that is impressed upon the masses. End of fucking list.
Part 2 coming soon.